was my true love. Now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would, she understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. God help me, God help me, please don't hurt me, don't desert me, God save me, don't forsake me, oh God. God save me from the life you gave me. Please God heal me from the hands you deal me. God mend me from the pain you send me. Oh God. God help me, God help me, please redeem me, don't redeem me, please God spare me, all the things that scare me, oh God. Oh God, don't you see all this pain, all this misery?
Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Check. Checking the mic. Testing 1, 2, 3. Check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Help. Help me. Asparagus. Falafel. Help. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. Do you hear me? Help. where today we're going to be making Henry's pumpkin spice feast. This is a little bit of a diversion from our scary foods that we've been doing for Halloween. It is Halloween, but it's also autumn. And I don't want everybody to forget that autumn is the time for spices. And today we're going to be using something called Allspice, which literally has all the spices in it. So it's got some cumin in there. It's got stoked paprika. It's got cinnamon, nutmeg. It's got every spice that there is in one jar, and that's going to make for our spices today. I also have something called pumpkin puree. Funkster, thanks for subscribing. Pumpkin puree, actually it says, I don't know if you can see that. It says 100% puree pumpkin. So it's supposed to be, I don't know, this is all they had at the supermarket, but I think that it's basically pumpkin blended up. Let's see what the ingredients says. It doesn't even have plural ingredients. It just says ingredient pumpkin. So this is just pumpkin basically. So we might have to puree it ourselves. Let's see here. Let's start talking a little bit more about Halloween. Avenged Seinfeld just resubscribed. Thanks, Avenged Seinfeld. There's a famous poem by somebody named Robert Brown from 1785. Margot Weirdo just resubscribed. Thanks, Margot Weirdo. I'm going to read to you a little bit of it, but it's the poem that originated the term Halloween. Upon that night, when fairies light on Cassilis Downan's dance, or Owry the lays in splendid blaze on sprightly courses prance, or for Colion the rout is ta'en beneath the moon's pale beams. Okay. Thanks, Limpy just subscribed. There up the cove to stray and rove among the rocks and streams to sport that night, amang the bonny winding banks, where Doon's rins wimplen clear, where Bruce ants ruled the martial ranks and shook his carrick spear. Some merry friendly contra folks together did convene to burn their knits and poo their stocks. I don't know what that means. And how'd their Halloween. Sorry, this is, it's kind of making me laugh, but that's because I know a lot about ancient poems, and there's some hidden jokes in here. And how'd their Halloween foo blithe that night. Sorry. Let's talk about some of our ingredients here. All right, so we always have this fucking problem. And I'm not sure why. I have to figure it out. Maybe there's no more battery left. Maybe I have to go back to it. We're going to fix this, guys. This is just a little bit of a setback here. We've had it before. I think it means that I have to unplug Uh-oh. Do you hear me now? Is everybody still there? I feel like I lost everybody for a second. Check. All right, I'm going to unplug the camera, and we're going to see if that starts it up again. Oh, I see. I think that the problem was the camera wasn't plugged in. I don't know what that's all about. Everything's falling apart. Maybe this will do it. Okay. I've never had this problem before, so but we need that camera. So what we're going to have to do is I think I'm going to have to stop streaming for a second and then reboot the system, which is going to be really weird. I've never done this before. But I think that the gods of Halloween are upset. Baku says Quanto. Yeah, I want to say Quanto is an amazing technical advisor, but Quanto, I believe, has a very special life event coming up and is not able to be with us at the moment. And you can see what it's like without Quanto here. I think I'm going to have to... all right. So you can see that. All this suffering.
Don't desert me.
And then you can see me here. I could always do a song or two. But I just don't understand why this thing isn't working. It's kind of got me pissed off. And then we have also our roast beef phone, which camera, which isn't working. So okay. I've got an idea. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's not it. All right, I'm gonna have to restart everything. I've never had this situation. Oh, there's Quanto. Quanto, I hate to disturb you because I know you have some serious business to attend to, but he says within OBS webcam settings. Always. Oh. Yeah, okay. I think we're in good shape. I've got my ingredients here. Now we got to figure out the this thing, the okay. Well, we definitely have our ingredients, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that for now. Yeah, Quanto, once again, saved the day on the situation. Quanto is amazing. I don't want to give away personal information, but he's going through a positive, life-changing situation. And he still had the time to come in and save the day here. Do the same thing with the roast beef cam is what he says. Okay. Let's see about that. Well, maybe we'll worry about that when we get to it. But for now, we've got a lot of cooking to do. And I'll try one more thing. I can maybe if I take the thing off. I'm not sure why that one's not working now. All right. Well, anyway, we're good. Talk about hitting the jackpot. Yes, you're absolutely right, Hacklin, even though I'm not sure what that means. But, uh-oh, Nim just rated with 1,367 viewers. So it's definitely time that we get cooking because we've got a lot of people here. Let's start with our ingredients here, guys. We've got some cooking spray, which we're going to need. Really important. What we're doing today, I don't even know if I explained it because I've been so confused with technical matters, but I'm going to explain it now. We're going to be making a pumpkin spice feast. So that's going to include, and I'll show you what we're going to have at the end here. We're going to have our pumpkin spice pancakes, which you see on the right, pumpkin spice pretzels, and a pumpkin spice latte a la Starbucks coffee. That's what we're going to be having today. Pumpkins, you know, just a big deluge of pumpkin conglomerations. Okay? So get your pumpkin spice out. We've got the only real spice that we're going to use is allspice, but that includes all the spices in it. So let's talk about our ingredients here. We've got our flour. We've got some sugar. Pumpkin, it was supposed to be pumpkin puree, but we found out it's just pumpkin, so we might have to puree it ourselves. I've got some baking powder. I've got 2 eggs. I've got a one of these things, and butter, and our pretzels. So let's start by getting into our pumpkin situation, because that's what we're going to need for all of this. So I'm going to eat that because I haven't eaten yet. All right. Start by opening this sucker up. And we always have to deal with this thing, which is a real pain, but I got it. Uh-oh. Roast beef sounds like he's just waking up, and I'll be able to show you him eventually, but all right, so that's pumpkin. And we looked on the ingredients, and it literally just says pumpkin, so it actually doesn't even say plural ingredients, it just says ingredient. Maybe I'll put this into its own bowl. This is going to be the star of our show today. It really doesn't come out easy, but we'll get it eventually. I guess there's nothing wrong with eating this stuff. Maybe you can use the pretzel to get some of that excess pumpkin out of there. All right, whatever. I got the most of it that I could. So that's that. Now let's start taking a look at some of the work ahead of us, which is a lot. We'll start with the pumpkin pancakes. Pizza Wolf just subscribed. Thanks, Pizza Wolf. Okay. In a large bowl, we're going to whisk together the flour, brown sugar, baking powder, baking soda, allspice, and break chunks up. So I've got our large bowl here. And what did it say? It said, in a large bowl, we're going to whisk together our flour. So, of flour, we need 1.5 cups. So what we're doing now is we're making the pumpkin pancake batter. So we have a situation where this thing doesn't fit in there, so you have to do it this way, which sucks. All right. And then we want a half cup. I don't know where my half cup thing went, but I'm just going to guesstimate half. There we go. 1.5 cups of flour, 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. Finding out for the first time now that brown sugar is something that we need. I thought it was just regular sugar. But unfortunately, I have brown sugar here. And what did it say? 6 tablespoons. Alexa, how many cups is 6 tablespoons?
6 tablespoons is 0.375 cups.
This stuff is hard as rock. That's not going to work. Okay, you know what? We're just going to use... Alexa, can you repeat that?
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
The thing that she just said, but all right. Okay, it said 0.375. I put roughly a third of sugar in there. We're literally just not going to use this because it's solid as a rock, and that's not going anywhere. Okay, I want to try to burn through this a little bit. I wish I could use, it's literally, yeah, no, we're not, it doesn't go, it's not going to work. Baking powder, soda, I never really knew the difference. I don't think there really is a difference, but a lot of times recipes will ask for one or the other, but it's basically interchangeable. So this one actually asks for both, which is weird, but let's just do 1.5 teaspoons baking powder. Okay. Peaceful Haley just subscribed. Thanks, Peaceful Haley. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Test. Help. Okay. 1.5 teaspoons of the baking powder. And actually, nobody really knows what baking powder actually does. It doesn't have a taste. It's just something that they add in there when you're doing recipes. Now let's put in our spice. So it says 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves. So, delicious. Wow, Anonymous. Anonymous just donated $123.45. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's amazing. And it reminds me that Too Much Junk Food bought us a microwave the other day, as you may recall, and I used it, and it's an amazing microwave. It works really well. Too Much Junk Food with some help from Jolly Austin, and then Anonymous came in and helped with the tax, which was $10. But Anonymous just donated $123.45. So that money is going to go back into the Henry's Kitchen production. It might go into maybe a better camera situation. I don't know, but that's very nice of you. I don't know if it's the same Anonymous from the group, that Anonymous that does stuff on the internet, but either way, thank you very much, Anonymous. And let's keep burning on through here. So we've got all these spices, right? It says it wants nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, sugar. Guess what? You don't need any of that shit because we have something called Allspice. And Allspice has all of that stuff in it. Okay. Let's see. Guanto asked if I have a message. Let's see. Let's see here. Sorry, we're taking a quick diversion here. I'm not quite sure how to get my messages on there. I can't see it, so I don't know. Apparently there's a place where I can see messages, but I'm not seeing that right now. Okay. Oh, a message behind, but next to the donation and the sub alerts. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to try to figure out maybe what that's for. I am not seeing it, unfortunately. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't know. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at reading all this kind of stuff. And I don't see any place where I can click. I just see that there was a donation, and maybe it was earmarked for something specific, and I'd love to know that, but maybe that'll be something I'll figure out eventually. Oh, for brown sugar. Okay. So Anonymous tipped that amount of money for brown sugar. Wow, that's going to be a lot of brown sugar. I'm not sure how much it is. Maybe $4 worth. JJ4G just subscribed. Okay, so I think that Alexa, how much is one thing of brown sugar?
I found 365 by Whole Foods Market. Sugar light brown organic, 24 ounce. It's $3.69 on Fresh.
Okay. And Alexa, what's 123.45 divided by $3.60? She might not be able to handle this. Alexa, what's 143 divided by 3.5?
143 divided by 3.5 is approximately 40.8571.
Okay, so we're going to get about 40 packages of brown sugar. That's what we're going to do. Brillios says, hey, Henry, what clothing do you recommend for cooking? Pretty much just an apron is always going to be fine. I like to use a polo shirt, but that's not necessarily, certainly. Everyone type Forson says, did you know a cow without legs is called ground beef? Yeah, I believe I learned that somewhere. Sleepy K says Esfon cooking stream, maybe. Zodbane, who is your favorite Spice Girl? Well, if there's one called Allspice, I would definitely say that. Okay, so wait, we're getting distracted here. Amang the bonny winding banks where dune rins wimpling clear. Wait, no, that's that poem. 1.5 cups buttermilk. That's basically just regular milk and butter. So you can do any proportion you want. I'm going to go ahead and put, what did it say, 1.5 cups? So I'll do 1 cup milk and then maybe half a cup of butter. I don't have a utensil, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this by hand. Or actually, maybe I'll microwave this so we can see how that works. I'm pretty sure this is a microwave safe dish that I'm using here. This microwave is a real badass piece of equipment, and I want to thank Too Much Junk Food and Jolly Austin and Anonymous for contributing to that. How are we doing with our batter here? Oh yeah, we're going to need a whisk. My multicolored whisker isn't in service anymore, so I'm going to have to use some kind of alternate. Yeah, like this thing got messed up. Okay, so here's our butter. Okay. And now we're going to just whisk it up. But we need something to whisk it up. You know what I'll do is I'll use my Witch Please, which is a very Halloween themed spoon here. Oh, and we can't forget our spice. So again, if you're wondering, well, why aren't we putting any cumin or some stoked paprika or any of those types of things? It's in here. All of it is in here. It's called Allspice for a reason. Okay. So in a large bowl, whisk together the flour, brown sugar, which we just used regular sugar, baking powder, baking soda, we just used one, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, we used allspice. Break up the chunks. Okay, I don't think I was supposed to put the milk in yet, but that's okay. We're going to do a separate... you know, a lot of times they ask you, do you want to... it asks you to start with a wet ingredient bowl and a dry ingredient bowl, and then it asks you to put those both together. I think that's a waste of a step, so I think we're just going to put everything in this one bowl. I don't understand. If anybody out there has experienced making pancakes, maybe you can tell me why that's... Names Jeff says, hello, Henlips1. I've been preheating my oven for the last month and the power bill just came in. Oh, no. Yeah, no. I've been telling people to just leave it on all the time just because it's such an annoying thing when you're in a recipe and you realize you forgot to. But yeah, you're going to start getting gas bills, or if you use an electric oven, you're going to have an electric bill. There's a lot of problems that can happen there. So you're going to have to just sort of fend for yourself on that, depending on weighing your pros and cons. Okay, whisk these two together until everything is incorporated. We need our puree, our pumpkin puree. This is the part that's going to make it a pumpkin spice situation. It says half a cup. I think that's probably half a cup. Might need a little more. There we go. Now that pumpkin is going really nicely with the allspice, and we seem to be getting one of these professional pumpkin pancake situations going like you would have at International House of Pancakes or Denny's or one of these finer establishments. Okay, this is really working. Next up, add to the wet ingredients the dry ingredients. So we're skipping that step. We have them all together. Fold them with a rubber spatula, which we have, our Witch Please. And no streaks of flour should remain. Preheat a large non-stick frying pan over a medium heat and grease it with a little bit of vegetable oil or cooking spray. We have that. So now what we're gonna have to do is figure out our roast beef cam. Which doesn't seem to be behaving for some reason. So I'm gonna try to fix it right now. Or might even be able to do a different thing here. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Okay. This is happening. Okay, we're kind of there. Okay, so hold on a second, everybody. We now have roast beef, the cat, who is currently sleeping as always. I think you guys can see that okay. Roast beef has a gripper. I'm not sure what that means. Limpy, what's a gripper? Oh, you mean like a paw to grip stuff? Draggy Op, I don't have Allspice, but I have Old Spice deodorant that works. Yeah, it's a similar smell actually. Hacklin says, started my job at McDonald's like you recommended. I made your whiskey barrels on the first day and it served it to customers. Oh boy. Now, I'm only allowed to work at the registry, but I wanted to learn cooking. Yeah, no, you don't want to bring a lot of these recipes into McDonald's because they're very corporate and it's very good food that they do there, but it's not the kind of gourmet stuff we've been doing over here at Henry's Kitchen. Murphy, my wife left me. She always cooked for me. You gave me inspiration to find a new girlfriend. Thank you. Wow, that's really cool to hear. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move forward here with our pancake situation. It says that it wants us to preheat a large nonstick frying pan over medium heat and grease it with a little bit of vegetable oil or cooking spray, which I of course have. Let's put this on medium-high. You want to get a lot of this stuff because the last thing you want is for it to be sticking. Okay? Try to bring this in a little bit so that... There we go. Alright, now we're cooking. We got all our cams up and running. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be making pumpkin pancakes. If you're just joining us right now, we've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we pulled it off thanks to Quanto, who's foregoing some very important business to be with us today, so I appreciate that. I also want to mention I'm going to be going to Austin, Texas later today, and I'll be there tonight, and I'll be there for the whole week. And if you want to see me perform on Friday night, you can do so. I'll be at the I believe it's called the Kick Butt Cafe, as part of the Altercation Festival. Because nothing says altercation like kicking butt. And that's what I'm going to be doing there. Check. Okay. So, next up, there's so many damned ingredients on this thing, it's just ridiculous. Once the oil is heated for a few seconds, too late for that, turn the heat down to medium-low. Carefully ladle, I've done ladling before, about a third cup of batter into the pan. So we should have a ladle somewhere. Although I'm not seeing it. I've got this, which is kind of a small ladle, but we can just scoop an extra amount. So, for each pancake, we're going to try to disturb the batter as little as possible to maintain a fluffy texture. Okay, so since this is a small ladle, I think I'm going to have to use twice as much. And I should have put it over a little bit because I need to have another one right next to it. We're probably only going to make 2 pancakes today. Maybe I'll do a third smaller one with whatever we have left over. You don't want to waste any of this batter. And if you're doing this at home, I want to see what yours looks like too. Obviously, it's not going to look as professional as what we're doing here at Henry's Kitchen, but hopefully it'll look edible. Okay. Let's start thinking about some of the work that we have ahead of us here. Once you see the edges beginning to brown slightly and a few bubbles, that's a whole step right there. It doesn't finish at the sentence. Breaking the surface of the batter, flip the pancakes over. Repeat this process until all your batter is gone. This recipe yields about 8 pancakes, and we only have 2. I don't know what went wrong there, but if you're looking for more than that, feel free to double the recipe. I don't know who eats 16 pancakes. Serve them hot off the pan with a dollop of fresh whipped cream, drizzle of caramel sauce. Okay, so there's that. Let's see how we're doing. I don't see any bubbles on the top there, so I'm not really sure what they mean by that. But maybe this is a good time while we're waiting for that to do a little bit of a musical number for you. We had some requests. Starting with a request that we had. Well, this one got requested twice. I guess it's a little bit of a Halloween song. We heard from Banff and also Mr. Breaky. They wanted to hear this song by George Thorogood. It's a little bit of a Halloween-y feel to it. Let's see. Here we go. Now the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round. They gazed in wide wonder at the joy they found. The nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. I'm bad. Bad to the bone. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you. I'll break 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. But I'm here to tell you that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. I'm bad. I'm bad. Bad to the bone. Uh-oh. These are smoking a little bit, so I think I'm going to go ahead and flip them. I don't have a... I should have a spatula. Let's see here. Oh. I don't know where any of my stuff is. I know I have a spatula and I'm going to need it, and I just don't know where it is. In the dishwasher, no. It's because I didn't do the dishes. Oh. But I found my other ladle though, so that comes in handy. Not. Okay. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna have to put the guitar down, guys. I'm sorry. It's time to flip. Fuck. Sorry about the language, but that came out it's a little overdone, but we're gonna be okay. It looks delicious on the inside. I'm gonna just try not to cook it. I'm gonna put it on a lower heat setting. Medium low sounds like a good one. So let's do that, and let's do another song. This next song comes to us. Oh, and by the way, I saw that somebody in the chat wanted to hear John Prine. I love John Prine, but I haven't learned that song yet, but I will. So thanks for that request, and I'm sorry that I don't have it ready. It's been really, this has been a really big pain in the ass, this dish that we're making now. It's very difficult. But this is a nice little song that doesn't have anything to do with Halloween, but it has to do with traveling, and since I'll be traveling today, and if all goes well, I'll make it to Austin, Texas, and maybe I'll sing this song, which is called King of the Road by Roger Miller. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 80 12-bit room. I'm a man of means, by no means I'm king of the road. Third boxcar, midnight train. cigars I smoke, old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. Man of means, by no means I'm king of the road. Uh-oh, key change here. I know every engineer on every train, all their children, all their names, and every handout in every town, and every lot that looked around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents, no phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys an 8 by 12 4-bedroom. Man of means, by no means king of the road. So that song was requested to us by Phaedrus, King of the Road. Oh boy, we have a situation here. I'm gonna have to clean all this stuff up before I leave town here. But I'm gonna just get a plate and start putting our pancakes on there. And this thing's very hot. Oh. Okay, so the back of it looks pretty good actually. I'm gonna get this Mondo one. And then just sort of get the rest of it. I'm glad we put that oil down because I can't even imagine what it would have been like. Hey, Demigod Ray just subscribed. Thanks, Demigod Ray. We'll just call that like the leftover. Okay. And Chop Saw Charlie just subscribed. All right, so let's do a little bit of an inventory here on what we have. We've got 3 plates of pancakes, pumpkin pancakes that are probably going to be delicious. Now it's time to get into our pumpkin spice latte. I'm going to turn this off. And let's take a look. I think this one's pretty good. Now, you could put some, just occurred to me, I have eggs here and I don't know why exactly. Okay. All right, let's put something fun on top of here. I want to see if I have any fruits. Oh, perfect. I've got some blueberries, so maybe we can make a little jack-o'-lantern. The eyeballs. And definitely want some butter. Boy, I wish I had a... I don't like to use sharp knives, but this will have to do. You can't really see those blueberries, unfortunately. Maybe we could flip it over. There we go. So much of what you're doing in the kitchen is about presentation. I'll put it here so that you can see it. Zoom in a little bit. This is our sort of scary pumpkin pancake situation. Wait, what is that now? I guess we just need 2 eyes and a nose. And then maybe this could be the mouth. Yeah, there we go. This part's not that important because you're going to be eating it. Looks like it's like a little mustache there or something. Okay. There's our scary Jacko pancake. And now let's get to work on our pumpkin spice latte. For this, you're just going to simply need 1 cup of coffee, which I'm about halfway done with, but that's okay. And okay. Thanks, Not My Dog Man just resubscribed. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to pour milk into a small pot, and we're going to heat it over medium-low until it's hot and almost simmering, but do not boil the milk. Okay, so let's take a look here. We've got this. We're going to put our milk in this. So again, we do not want this to boil. I'm just going to finish it off here. Let's go with medium-high start. And so we're boiling our milk. Uh-oh, do you guys hear that noise? I'm not sure what that was. Kind of a creepy noise. But let's take a look at what we have in front of us here. We're going to pour our milk into a small pot, which we've done. Make our espresso. It's not espresso, it's just my regular coffee, but that's okay. And pour it into a large mug or a glass mason jar, which is what I have. Add the pumpkin puree, maple syrup, and the pumpkin spice, which we've got allspice, and stir. Okay. So let's put this aside. We're going to add our pumpkin puree. I'm going to use about 1/3 of what we had there. That's going to give us some serious pumpkin taste, along with our allspice. And it wants us to stir it up. This is going to be a wonderful, memorable, autumn-filled Halloween joy pumpkin feast experience. This is the type of meal that you make. It's nice to have seasonal things so that you have something to look forward to every year. Otherwise, life starts getting a little bleak. Okay, we're going to wait for that milk to boil. Meanwhile, let me put this away and also see if anybody has any questions out there. Moonzu says, careful with the knife, Henry. Yeah, I know. I don't like using sharp knives, and I'm getting a little cocky with that, so I want to stop. Fruit Moomy says, I forgot maple syrup. Yes, yes. I've got some very fancy maple syrup here, which I got when I was in Canada that you might remember. It's called Spring Tree Maple Syrup. Ingredient, once again, it's just one ingredient, not ingredients, and it just says maple syrup. So let's pour that into our coffee. I'm a little concerned about the, I don't know if you can see that there are some parts on the top. I think that might be milk coagulated. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I don't know what happened here. I thought I told it to... Yeah, it's not supposed to boil, so... Sorry, I've gotten in trouble for using foul language, but I want to say, I want to address this. The kitchen is a terrifying, terrifying place to be. I guess you could say it's a little bit like being in the trenches in World War I or something like that. It's or World War II for that matter. So there's going to be foul language. There's going to be moments of anger. You might find yourself punching a hole in the wall. And you know, it's not a place for the kiddies, is what I'm saying. It's a place where bad things happen. You know, sharp objects, fiery objects. The threat of public humiliation is always there. So it's a very high stress situation, and sometimes language does come out. We did avert a problem here, which I'm happy about. We have now our milk, which did boil, but I think that's okay. Let's go ahead and put it into our coffee now, or our, now I guess you would call it a pumpkin spice latte. It's supposed to sort of sit on the top there, but it didn't quite. Okay, our last order of business. We're going to take these 2 eggs that I have here, and we're going to put these back in the refrigerator because we didn't wind up using them. And I'm not exactly sure why. I guess it's a little bit like when you go to IKEA and you have like a lot of screws and stuff left over. That's kind of what happened here. But for our pretzel dip, we're literally just going to take the rest of our pumpkin situation, and we're just going to put it on the side, and that's going to be our pumpkin spice pretzel dip. You might ask, well, where's the spice? Well, be patient. Fuck. Okay. A little spill there. We're just going to put a little of this on top of it. And there we have it. Well, I don't know about you guys. Please send help. Just subscribe. Thank you. Thanks. Please send help. I don't know about you guys, but this looks like a pretty damn good pumpkin spice breakfast here. Let's go ahead and compare it to our what we were going for. It's similar, you know. Theirs is obviously a little fancier. They've got, you know, a couple of, they have whipped cream, I think, on a couple of the items, but I'd say we're not doing so bad. So now for the fun part, let's go ahead and take a bite. I'm going to need a fork. First I'll take a sip of our coffee. Whipped cream is cheating. Yeah, I agree. Beelzebub, yours is more fun and festive. Yeah, and it's homemade. Homemade is always better. First I'm going to take a nice little dip of my pumpkin spice pretzel dip. Mmm. The spice really makes it spicy. And then I've got, I'm almost afraid to ruin this. You've heard the expression, you want to have your pancake and eat it too. Well, I'd love to just keep this forever, but it looks so delicious, I think we're going to have to take a bite. Nothing wrong with that. No. Nothing wrong with that at all. You're going to have to skillfully avoid the part that's charred on the bottom. But I think that was a necessary evil in order to get the middle part to cook. Yeah. Thanks, Monzo. Thanks. I think this is a success. It's actually delicious. I have another pretzel. This feels good. It feels like we're getting the week off to a good start, even though it's halfway done. But coffee is mediocre, but it's not bad. You know, with the pancake, you can just kind of pick it up and eat it like a pastry. Okay. Fish Nipple just resubscribed. Thanks, Fish Nipple. Not my DBG, man. This actually would be good to have at like, oh, dip it in the coffee. That's a good idea. If they had it at like Dunkin' Donuts or one of those types of things. Okay. The Danny Dan has resubscribed. Thanks to Danny Dan. A lot of questions coming in. Kevman 459, I think this pumpkin spiced coffee thing might really take off. Yeah, I know it's been done before, but maybe not in this particular way. Doped Silicon, will you do a Halloween stream and wear a costume? Oh, absolutely. No, when we get closer to Halloween, you're going to see myself and roast beef in costume, for sure. How do I get monster forearms like you? As Astro Wrath the Grim, Mudstache just subscribed. You know, that might be a camera thing. Kirko's sweaty boots. How fluffy did it turn out? Pretty damn fluffy, Munzu. Okay. Well, let's start. Let's clean up a little bit here. Take one last look at what we've done. And I think this was definitely a success. And now, it's time to find roast beef. And let's see. I promised that I'd try to play a little bit more of the game Stray. It's starting to get really hard, and it's honestly turning a little less fun for me because it's so hard. But I'm gonna try a little bit, and if it goes poorly, then we'll stop. But I have to set up the roast beef cam in order to do this. Okay. Let's see how he's doing over there. Yeah, it's a little weird angle there, but he's, okay, there he goes. That's our cat roast beef. So for those of you who aren't familiar, there's a game called Stray, which is about a cat who looks a lot like a young roast beef. And this is the game. You know, roast beef was a rescue, so I think we're just sort of assuming that this is probably the way that roast beef's life was before we met him. If you're just joining in with the game, roast beef was a cat who started out with all of his friends, but then took a wrong turn and ended up in a post-apocalyptic hellscape filled with robots and these creatures called Zerks that hatch from eggs, and they are very difficult because they stick to you and kill you. And so we're going to do the best that we can here to try to get to move forward a little bit with this. I believe there's going to be a little bit of technical stuff here. So you can see roast beef there in the bottom right, and then myself. I want to thank Quanto again for setting everything up here, and Quanto is extremely busy but still found the time to help us out of a pretty bad jam today. I literally didn't have my overhead camera or my roast beef camera, but Quanto came in and saved the day, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank, as always, some of the people that have helped to make Henry's Kitchen a reality, and that includes the moderators: Dingo Bop, Fawcan, Dom Beef, Hottest Bear, Do Dingle, Dogoggy, Dr. Flanges, and Bacchus. I want to thank my pals Bumble Vision, The LGX, Daisy Blossom, and Sir Doom, who were people I met early on in the community who've been a great help. Also Melon95 and Pilskman, who are standing by and who have offered to help as well. My friend Bill Larkin Music, that's his channel, who I asked for advice. And I always want to say a special thank you to Nim, because Nim had me on his stream, some of you may remember, about almost a year ago. And we made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and that was the beginning of the Henry's Kitchen Twitch experience. And it's been a hell of a lot of fun for me because I feel like I have friends now and just a lot of cool things. And there's also been a lot of other big-time streamers who have been spreading the word of Henry's Kitchen, and I like to give them a shout-out as well. Forsen, Moon, XQC, Emaru, and Brian W. Foster, and many others. So, and yeah, there are talks happening that when I go to Austin, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to check this, but hold on real quick. I think there's gonna be some surprise streaming, but I don't want to announce it yet because I don't want to announce it out of turn. But there's going to be some cool stuff. Yes, Esfand and I have been in touch, but again, it's not my place to announce anything. But I think that I'm probably going to be teaching how to do some cooking there. Xperi just subscribed, so thanks, Xperi. All right, well, let's get into the game here. Rex, WREHKZZ, just subscribed. Also, Rainy Aaron gifted a sub to Gordon Ramsay 666, Backwoods 666. A lot of Halloween names here. Kirko Sweaty Boots, Mudstash, Fish Nipple, Please Send Help, Not My Dog B-Man, or whatever. Okay, so here we go. Let's, without further ado, let's play a little bit of our game here. And so if you remember from last time, I think it was the time, maybe it was last Wednesday, we're in this room here where there's all these eggs that hatch. If you get close to them, you can see that this one's already ready to go. So I have to flip this switch, and then I gotta run like hell. Anonymous gifted forcing a sub. Oh boy. Oh shit. See? No, I'm done. Okay. There's another thing. I have a tool that I should be able to use to kill a bunch of them. So I'm going to try it again, and I didn't use the tool that time. There we go. Oh, there's more coming. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I don't think they can get me here. All right. So I had Breezy Bob says, remember guys, he's a boomer. Yep. No, there's no doubt. I mean, the games that I played in the 80s were Adventure on Atari, and you just had a square. And I'm sure you've heard boomers talk about this type of thing a lot. But yeah, if we were able to just get a glimpse into the types of games that you guys are playing, our heads would have exploded, and we would have shit our proverbial pants, I guess is how the expression goes. That's sort of a boomer expression, too. Okay, here we go. And I do want to say that, yeah, when I tried it last time, I was terrible at it. I was able to receive some advice on it, and basically the advice that I got was just to keep moving. And that wasn't intuitive to me. All right, so now we're in another one of these rooms. I think the idea is if we let them alone, then they won't do anything. But they're all over the place, and it's hard to avoid them. I'm going to talk to my guy and see if he's got any advice. If we want to get to these other folks, we need to go through the sewers. Times like these, I'm happy I have no sense of smell. Uh-oh, roast beef is getting up, as you can see. Uh-oh. We've lost roast beef for the time being, but I can't be worried about that right now. We have way too much. Okay, so it looks like there's a door on the other side. We can open here. I can't get out yet. Shit. I think I have to go to the other side of it. Oh shit. Ah, I was trying to read the chat and I wound up. Okay. I think cats are allowed to eat pumpkins, is what purple donut filling his fruit says. Yeah, I think they are actually. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. I can open this door, but it doesn't. Oh, I see. So you have to open the bottom one too, I guess. I can't really dilly-dally like I was last time. Oh, shit. Alright, see, this is where the game kind of started out really fun and easy, but now it's just turned into sort of a pain in the ass. I guess I just have to be a little bit more... My brain works kind of slowly, and that's part of the problem, because then it takes a long time for my brain to get... Alright, I'm going to try to do this faster now. And I'm going to try to use my... Alright, I'll try it one more time. What do you think is harder, this game or cooking? Well, I think with cooking, I'm good at it. But this is like a whole different thing. Alright, I'm going to get my... my whatever that purple light thing right here. Whoops. Oh. I hit the wrong button. All right, that one doesn't count because I hit something else. All right, here we go. This is the last one. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing ready. We did it. We did it, guys. Unless there's more of them here. Oh my god. I wish the real roast beef was here to watch this. Alright, so now we're in some kind of room with a bunch of... wow, that's weird. Let's see if we can get a closer look at this. Eyeballs. That's creepy. Sometimes I'm worried that I come in... Is this the place where I came in or no? No, this is something different. I feel like death is about to happen. Oh boy. Yeah, when it does one of these scenes. Oh boy. Okay. I think my strategy is just going to be run like hell. Oh no. Okay, so I think that's the death of what's his face. Holy shit. Oh. Fortunately, I seem to be faster than them. That's good. There's really no time to explore all this other stuff. Oh, shit. I should have gone the other way. Oh. Star Wars or something. Thanks, Moonzoo. Yeah, I think that the idea is you just have to run. I was spending too much time trying to do that purple thing, and that's annoying. All right, what do we got here? It was dark. I was alone. I needed the money. No, I'm just kidding. It felt like I was back in the network. But you saved me. Thank you, friend. Drawing that much power was rough on my core. The defluxer is completely destroyed now. We'll have to be careful. That's alright. I never really got it to work for me very well anyway. Let me see if I can get roast beef on cam here. Not sure where he is. Hope he's okay. Oh, there he goes. All right, so we got roast beef safe and sound. Probably dreaming about his time in the underground sewers, running away from Zerks, probably having nightmares. Okay, let's see what else is going on here with the game. Come, my friend, the villagers must be close. I'd like to, but I don't know where. Ah. Okay. I feel like there's going to be Zerks at any turn. Oh. Little holder. Oh, we got a guy. A traveler from the sewers. We haven't seen one of you in ages. Are you the one who contacted us earlier, the little outsider? Salvatore the outsider has been expecting you. He's meditating at the top of our village. I remember Salvatore. What's this? Sorry, I like to try to make sure I'm not missing anything now that I'm not having anybody run away from me. To run away from me. Oh, we're in a new level. Ant Village. Sweet. Long lost Henry Jr., do I need smoke detectors in the kitchen? It's funny that you bring that up. I have a lot of smoke. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Wow. This is unfortunate. My milk's been boiling this whole time. So I had to just turn it off right there. But I think it actually started malfunctioning anyway, so who knows. I want to also say a special thank you to that anonymous person who gave us $123 for brown sugar. I mean, I'm never going to run out of brown sugar again in my life. I think we figured that's what, 60 brown sugar roughly Let's try that again. Alexa, what's 143 divided by $3.60?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, see, it's not even something that people know. All right, let's continue on. This machine, the scientist I assisted, used one of these. He was sick. This was his last hope. He walked into the machine. But I wasn't with him. He was alone. What was he doing? He uploaded himself into the computer, and then everything was different. But the upload, something went wrong. He was stuck for hundreds of years until a little cat appeared. Wait, is he talking about me? Hold on. Instead of eating his food, he's eating his toy. I'm gonna have another sip of my pumpkin spice latte. Ah, boy, that's a hell of a lot of pumpkin going on in this meal. It was me. I was the scientist. I was human. Oh, I see. So we're finding out that the computer used to be a person. I need a moment. All right, now it's all making sense. So let's get a bird's eye view of the joint. He doesn't feel like talking. Oh, who's this guy? I can't meet him for some reason. Just fuck something up there. It's always fun. I can't seem to meet this guy. It's grayed out for some reason. Maybe there's something I have to do. I can't talk to anybody here. Guy watching TV. Yeah, it's all grayed out. I can't talk to anybody. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying. Go down the tree. Robot doesn't want to translate. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I can't talk to them because robot is just not really feeling it. That makes sense. Thanks, Fawcan. Okay, here we go. What else have I forgotten? I must have had parents, friends. What happened to everyone? I wanted to open the city, but is there even anyone left to save? Okay, we seem to be... Kathy gifted Murphy a sub, thanks. We seem to be at a little bit of one of these kind of standstills. But I'm a little worried because I have to get on a plane soon, so maybe I should go. I don't know. Can't get up here. Feels like that should be something. No? Oh, here we go. So they just have this cat walking around. They're not really thinking much about it, I guess. Oh, I think I went around in a big circle. All right. This is clearly gonna take a long time, so I think it's time to conclude today's Henry's Kitchen episode. We did a lot of fantastic things today. We made an amazing breakfast with pumpkin spice everything. Pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin spice pancake, pumpkin spice that, and just sort of everything. And I'm very proud of this one. And we've got roast beef is not there right now, so he's not participating with us at the moment. But that's normal. So anyway, I'm off to Texas. So thanks, Faucan, and thanks everybody for joining me, and thanks Quanto as well for coming in and saving the day. I hope Quanto didn't get in any trouble for coming and saving the day for us. But congrats to you and to everybody. Thanks for supporting us here at Henry's Kitchen, and thanks Anonymous. And again, I don't know if that's the group Anonymous that I've always heard about, but either way, they're okay in my book because they gave me enough money to buy 60 pounds of brown sugar. So thanks everyone, and I'm not sure what the streaming schedule is going to be like, but I'm going to try to do one from a hotel on Saturday. Maybe I could try to teach you guys how to make hotel coffee. There's a lot of tricks to it, so we'll see what happens. Thanks everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.